Listen, I don't think it's going to be more rain. It's not as windproof as I was hoping. Oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah, you can't hear anything. I was just making sure the audio is accurate. No. Oh, well, the camera's not on right now, but should be muted if not. It's easy button press. It's a pretty steep walk, though, I gotta say. Those girls in the heels.
This is where you come and do your basketball conditioning when the season starts.
This is actually where they do it. Right. Can't blame them.
I used to bring the kids down here. Like, yeah. Make them upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Sprints on field and stairs, make them run the seats and steps. Make them alternate steps. Make them one hop going up steps.
Oh, it's pretty nice for, you know, because, what's like a class size for Harvard? I guess what's the
80
size? Okay.
Mine had 80 in it. So you're probably talking, 70s or 80s.
Mm-hmm. So like 350, 360,
Dude,
give or
it's a barn
take.
burner. 20 to 12 after one.
Woof. Not a lot of defense. defense is kind of boring sometimes, anyway. Right? Stop opening that gate anyways.
I think it wasn't locked.
Oh,
Like, it's a kid. Whatever.
yeah. Yep, not our
Hey,
problem.
It's not my deal.
Not my monkeys, not my service. Isaac, you more of a college football or pro football guy? Both?
College.
Yeah?
I mean, I watched it.
Okay, so you and me are pretty similar. You have who do you have in the IU Oregon game? Really? You don't like the Fighting Kirks and Annies? Yeah. I went there for a semester, barely, so. Oh, dude, I'm such a casual fan. It's unreal. I mean, you'll hate this even more. My mom went to Michigan, so that's more of my. I don't really actually have like a diehard college football team I like. As long as it's not Ohio State or Penn State, I don't really care.
No, I don't like it.
Oh gosh. I mean, I think it's more I really dislike James Franklin just because he's been so bad for so long and he still has a job. It just is baffling to me. I wonder if he's got like dirt or like something about, you know how like there's all those controversies with like the locker room. I wonder if he has a lot more dirt on there and they're keeping him so he doesn't go to the public. Probably not, but I don't know. I don't know why you wanted to fire him. Do you think Illinois is legit? You think they can compete against Lil Bro Ohio State?
I'll tell you after this week.
I think that I think
I don't even know if they have to win.
I agree. It's at
But
home.
they
too.
they need to show up.
I think they will. I actually think that. I really think there's a good chance that that game's really close. I think Ohio State most likely will win, but I really wouldn't be shocked if Illinois won. Luke Altmaier's quietly having the Heisman season. He's got.
My opinion of it is that smaller schools, like smaller power force,
Yeah.
Indiana and Illinois, will creep up closer and they'll be highly ranked. And then they'll face the powerhouses of this Brooklyn powerhouse,
Right.
and then realize it's still the big powerhouse.
Who the big guy is. Yeah.
So real quick, Lemure, I believe, is his name. That he's got Ozenberger, Devereaux, Briarden, Sagan, Nagani. Almost like Nagani. It's Nagani Keller. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
You
think.
know that roster.
Yeah, I don't think there's any weird. Oh, well, what's Winefield?
Winefield.
Yeah, but I think you probably know some of
Yes.
You did that game. They did the whole game. Yeah.
And that's pretty much the only.
The only other one that like Inigo, nah. But he doesn't. He's actually been playing a lot more recently. He's definitely. I've seen improvement in him over the last couple games. Another a little bright spot for EJ.
Where is Breckenridge?
Yeah, where is
I can name it.
You're making me think too.
it? Isn't there a place in like Colorado?
Yeah.
That yeah.
Love Breckenridge, Colorado.
It's on. I think it's just in.
Yeah, I would assume not. Imagine it's like, you're going to Colorado.
It is southeast of Mount Pleasant, barely.
Oh, so it's pretty far.
Okay. So
It's a hefty drive.
2:15.
And that's who
2.5 hours, it says.
and that's who Gaylord's playing. That's where Tom's at.
Yeah. GSM, yeah.
Oh, Tom. Well, that makes sense why Zach got to leave around 2:30. Yeah, I wonder if Zach's just he lives in Grand Rapids, right? I think.
Yeah, I think down around there.
Yeah, so he should just drive home from there. Sleep in your own bed.
9 people waiting right now.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I made sure to smash like. Looks like they're gonna. No, never mind. Actually, I was wondering if they were gonna do a run tunnel or like a walk out there. I think that's just the marching band. I think that's just the marching band, though. I don't know where the.
We could actually do early pregame and run some of the commercials.
Yeah.
Meet them out of the way.
Yeah. I mean, because the halftime won't be extended. Like,
No, I said if they do anything, he might try to get an extra 3 minutes. So it's normally 15 plus 3, which maybe try to do 15 plus 6. So.
Oh, I got you.
But again, what are we going to do? Just run more commercials. And we'll explain that. It's fun, so everyone's going to know.
And if not, you can always just talk about other Michigan sports or.
Yeah. Well, again, that's why I'll talk about other games at Next Level University.
Yeah, I always say the Next Level University.
Michigan State, home with UCLA this week. Jared, what are your takes on this game? If any child going to show up, or is going to be up and down like we've seen recently? And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Tigers game that's happening tonight, and we'll talk about the Lions game. We'll just find a bunch of fillers.
Oh yeah, I can always talk sports. Never have an issue with that. It's pretty legit marching band.
We're small. Koski's has an average 230 some kids in their marching band.
What?
Yes. It is quite the
Who
cell.
gets Petoskey then?
We're class A, right around probably 900 and some kids.
Okay.
Graduating class will be around 230.
Wow. Okay. That's the biggest school in this, like, just general
Up
area.
here it's Petoskey.
Okay.
Petoskey, then it's Gaylord.
Okay. Doesn't surprise me.
The Traverse City Highs
Mm-hmm.
and Alpena. Those are your A schools, A's and high B's.
Doesn't play any of these anymore. It's like getting close.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what you're
Yeah, same.
we may need an alternate plan, but whatever. Just make it work.
Yep. Doing it live. There we go. The whole team. Well,
Right into Anthem will go live as soon as it ends.
yep. Yeah, if you don't mind.
At some point when the scene goes down, Nate's want to try to get you to do a pan of the yeah. Whoa, 3 times around. Really needed some filler tonight.
What, the song? The
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd loop.
Camera's on. You want to unplug the cord bit? Unplug and replug it. Sit back in. Okay, ready? Lovely. The camera's not working right now.
This is the anthem. What'd you do?
Camera's just.
Capture card?
I don't know. It's not showing up anymore. Okay.
Hold on, we lost her. It's alright.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Friday evening in Harbor Springs, Michigan this week. Eric Huffman, Jared Stamen, bringing you the play-by-play tonight for Harbor Springs versus the East Jordan Red Devils. Thank you all for joining us on Next Level Broadcasting. A couple of 3-3 teams, Jared. Harbor Springs coming off a nice victory over Lakeview. I believe it was 42-7 or something like that. You had an interesting game with East Jordan last week.
Yeah, we sure did. East Jordan was at home against Mansalona, and to the shock of many, Mansalona came in there, kind of imposed their will, ended up winning 36-16, and East Jordan's looking to bounce back here against the 3-3 Rams, which is, again, a bit of a shock, you'd say. I think before the season they were down 21 straight losses, if I'm not correct.
Something like that, absolutely. To have Harbor Springs coming in at 3-3, obviously well and improved, and one of the key players to look for them would be sophomore quarterback Thaddeus Cousins, second year under the helm of being quarterback of the Rams. So a year under his belt already and having a decent season so far this year. It'll be interesting to see how the Rams offense will go against this East Jordan defense, who at times can look pretty stout. And one of the things I always talk about with the East Jordan side, Jared, is their offensive line. When they click, they are one of the better offensive lines in Northern Michigan.
Yeah, it's really their two guards, and their center has center Damon Olstrom. He's had some ups and downs this season. He's starting to pick it back up. I can see it. And we're actually going to kick it off right now.
Yeah, White Penny's going to take the kickoff. He'll get to the 35-yard line where he's dropped right there, 1st and 10. Thank you all for joining us for the professional Seamless Gutters and Charlevoix State Bank pregame show. Again, beautiful scene here in Harbor Springs, one of the better stadiums to look at in northern Michigan. We are fortunate, Jared and I, to be up above the press box, up on this landing, right up on top of the world, Ma.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can see Petoskey, you can see Little Traverse Bay, you can see the colors blooming all around with the forestry around the stadium. Just a beautiful setting, and away we go. 1st and 10, Red Devils. Handoff will gain 6 yards on that play.
Yeah, Max Beal looking to bounce back after last week, held to under 30 yards, and that is not typical for him, Eric.
Right, yeah, and Max Beal, one of those names that you'll hear on both sides of the ball several times if we've got an injured player after the first play of the game. Chaz Brainerd, the Ram, in on that tackle. And as we've got an injured player, let's go ahead and talk about Professional Seamless Gutters. Your home gutters are always there when you need them to be, and so is our good friend Orion Beningo. And that's why he started Professional Seamless Gutters. Professional Seamless Gutters offers fast and experienced service and real-time quotes. But wait, there's more. They'll actually answer your phone call. That's Professional Seamless Gutters at 989-619-3407. And tell them we sent you.
Yeah, injured Ram walking off the field on his own power. Not the way you want to start the game, but
No,
it's pretty
looks like
cold up here. So
looks like a upper arm, shoulder stinger possibly. Get checked out by the training staff and see if the young man can continue.
even though it's only been one play, I got to say, East Jordan getting that push on the offensive line. That was where they were losing last game, was in the trenches. So seeing a 6-yard gain on first down is already a bright sign for the Red Devils.
Webb going to set his offense. You got one in motion. You got flag on the play. Trying to head off to Brady Wilson, see what the flag is for. Falls start against the Red Devils. We'll take him back 5 and replay second down. Again, thank you all for joining us on Next Level Broadcasting. Go ahead and hit us up on the YouTube chat line if you like. Shout out your favorite player just to say hey, or maybe you've got a score update from around the land. We'll get into Next Level Universe here, talk about some of the other games going on, get into some college and some pro stuff going on, Jared, as the game's going on tonight. And it is homecoming here in Harbor Springs, so we may have homecoming king and queen to announce later on. Webb's going to roll it to the right. Looks like a quite slight fake handoff. Decides to tuck it in. He'll gain a couple yards on the play before he's wrestled out of bounds. Give him maybe a gain of 2. Be 3rd and 8. Weston Clausen on the tackle for Harbor Springs.
Yeah, Webb's legs, a lot of times bailing out the offense. He's known to, pretty much be able to strike at any distance. Most running backs, they can break off a 60-yard run, but it's also their quarterback for East Jordan.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more up this area this year. A lot of dual threat with the QBs this year. Webb going to drop back, looking to pass. He's got to swing out to the left. He's got a bunch of blockers. He's going to move his way to the middle, gets to the 50-yard line where he'll cross. 1st and 10, Red Devils move the sticks. The QB for Harbor Springs, Thaddeus Cousins, in on that tackle. Ironically, Jared, the voice coming over the PA system here, Gary Morse. I actually was a basketball manager for him when I was in the 4th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Harbor Springs, graduated here, and I think I've mentioned that before. I used to play against East Jordan when we were both still in the Ski Valley Conference.
Yeah, a little bit of a nostalgia trip.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm going to hand off. Got Max Beal for a few yards, maybe 5. Still just underway, 10:30 to go. Other games going on in Next Level Universe. It started early. Traverse City St. Francis taking on Pontiac Notre Dame Prep down there. And, man, what a barn burner we saw in the first period. It was like 20-12, I think, Notre Dame was leading.
It was definitely a sight to behold, and a lot of times Traverse City in the last couple of games has had some close defensive matchups, and looks like this one's going to be a shootout, more like a St. Mary's game.
Beal out of the gun with a full house. Max Beal going to trap the middle with his load of blockers. Looks like he'll get enough for the first down. He'll be brought down by number 57 once I get it. Weston Claus.
Yeah, this Red Devils team is really looking to bounce back. It was a frustrating game for them last week. You could even see it on the sidelines. A lot of frustration near the end of the game once, the fourth quarter started ticking away and you realized this one was not going to be a win. And they're still in the playoffs. The Snooze U bracket still does have them in, and one loss surely you really can't have.
Yeah, we were talking about that on the Next Level show yesterday. But they really got to be careful. In the playoffs as of right now, but you got to be careful. Hand off to the left side. Garrison Henry.
And that's one of the underrated pieces of the East Jordan team is that they have, Garrison Henry as, the kind of backup running back. But a lot of teams he'd probably be starting, and he's just a sophomore. And as Max Beal will graduate next year, you got a pretty good running back to be happy about. For East Jordan.
And that's another thing about Northern Michigan. Man, there's a youth movement up here. Some of the other schools that we cover, I know I've done a few of the Elk Rapids games, and they've got 6 or 7 sophomores on the team. Trying to think of another one. Gaylord St. Mary's is young. They're taking on Breckenridge tonight. 4-2 Breckenridge against an undefeated Gaylord St. Mary's. Breckenridge out of Michigan, by the way. Not the long road trip you would expect. Handoff on the jet sweep.
I think that's Brady Wilson there.
Yeah, it is Brady Wilson.
Making some guys miss there, and not going to be a pretty sizable game there for him.
Not only can Wilson do that with the jet sweep, but, man, you were able to connect with him. If he gets behind the defense, he can create some distance and hit the long one, too. I think I saw that in the Kalkaska game that you and I did. Unfortunately, the Red Devils came out on the short end of that, but they hit a couple of nice long passes to him in that game.
Oh, yeah, Brady Wilson, definitely the wide receiver 1 on this team. Also, the cornerback won last game, or a couple pass breakups, along with a pick. One of the both players that can go the two-way, the kind of Travis Hunter type of player.
Okay, yep. Webb going to keep it. He's got a couple of blockers. Nice pursuit by Harbor Springs. He's going to knock him behind the line for a loss of a couple. Nice. Weston Kloss, another tackle for that young man.
Yeah, Webb was kind of trying to squeeze through some of his own guys. A bit of an interesting play. I think it kind of broke down, and he decided to try and scramble out of there, and Rams ready for that. I think that's technically going to be a sack.
Weston, his dad was a good ball player, and there's a member of their family actually played college ball. I believe it was in North Dakota. Way back when getting into college was quite an accomplishment, getting a scholarship up here playing high school football.
Yeah, we just interviewed last night.
Yeah, you had Landon Swanson from Charlevoix. Great interview last night on the Next Level show. William Webb, he'll get 7 yards back on that. It'll be third and 5. Under 7 minutes to go in the first period. No score. First possession of the game.
And Red Devils are looking like they're going to, potentially punch this one in a little too early. But, 15 yards left to the end zone.
And for the most part, it's been decent chunk plays. They had to set up the nice screen there. Oh, I almost thought the defender for Harbor was going to be right there, possibly right underneath. But no, touchdown. East Jordan, Max Beal able to spin away from one tackle and march his way in for the score.
Wow. 2 times run the screen pass there. And that last week, the screen pass was just not successful with them. They just could not get it going. And that's something they like to try and do. And you're going to see it. You saw it here. 2 times they ran the screen play, picked it both on third down, picked up the first down the first time, and this time 15 yards to the end zone.
Yeah, the only thing you got to watch out for is Webber kind of floated that out there. Almost had, if that Ram defender would have been watching the ball instead of the player, he might have been able to run underneath that and go the other way. Nonetheless, it looks like we got some laundry on the field. We might be coming back.
Oh.
Yep, we got a penalty on the holding on the Red Devils that we missed. Obviously, we are up here in the nosebleed, so we can't see everything here. But
yeah, that screen pass did seem to take a little bit longer to develop than I think they liked, and a hold is the result.
We're marching back from the spot, so it'll be 3rd and 16. At the ball on almost to the right hash, you got your 3 receivers over here at the left again, Jared. I think something, maybe try the same thing or some different variation of it. Is we're going to get a rollout to the left and a pass. Almost connected. intended for Penny.
Yeah, Eric, and the thing about this East Jordan team, they obviously did not convert there, but this team is pretty good on 3rd and 15 plus. I've seen them convert, and I don't have the stats on top of my head, but I would be shocked if it was not higher than 50% or 50%. There's those 3rd and long, some instinct dials up in Webb, and he just throws darts to his receivers. That time, a little bit high.
So what do you think you're looking for this 4th and 16 play, as it looks like they're electing to go for it?
Yeah, one of the things I really like what they do is when they get Max Beal out in the backfield and kind of run him on a little bit of a streak out the backfield, a lot of times he can just beat those linebackers, and if there's not a safety help, hard to beat.
Webb looking left. Overshoots his receiver in the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Trace Winecoop. Harbor Springs will take over 1st and 10. Although not a bad start to the East Jordan offense. You know, untimely penalties kind of killed your drive and helped out Harbor Springs, and we stay 0-0 with 6:19 left to go in the first. You know, needed to enhance your brand? Sky Media 45 combines excellent photography with post-production to create stunning video and image content. Showcase your community event or business with our expert aerial solutions. We're ready to fly for you. Visit us at skymedia45.com. Tom Clemenson and crew, they do a great job there.
Oh, they sure do, Eric. And, you know, that's one of the things I was talking about in the Next Level show is East Jordan, just the self-inflicted wounds. That is their biggest enemy. It's not always the other team. It's themselves.
Flag on the play. 1st down for the Rams. Procedure against the Rams will back them up 5 yards. Replay 1st down. Elk Rapids hosting Tawas this week. Good opportunity for the Elks to get a win after what I pretty much call a non-performance last week.
Yeah, I mean, the Charlevoix Raiders are one of the best teams and undefeated for a reason. They can just beat you on all levels, through the air and through the ground. And just fortunately for Elk Rapids, they're just not at that point right now, you know, with sophomore quarterback, new regime. It's a tough ask to beat those Raiders.
But, man, they have an upside, and the future looks bright.
Oh,
I know they've got a good-looking JV crew, too. Handoff on 1st down after the penalty, wrapped up at the 20-yard line by a couple of East Jordan Red Devils. First one there is 51 Griffin Boria. A little slow to get up. Jimmy Keldon. Maybe he got the wind knocked out of him a little bit.
Yeah, and sometimes in these cold games, Eric, when that helmet hits your arm or your body, it just hurts that much more.
5:40 left to go in the first. Mansalona playing at Charlevoix. Charlevoix's homecoming this week. Wow, it's a busy town this week. As we're both from there, right now. You've got a homecoming and Apple Fest going on at the same time. So quite busy. 2nd down, nice job pulling him down behind the line.
Yeah, I believe that was Dion there on the sack.
After the loss. Be 3rd and a mile. Looks like 3rd and just short of 20.
Yeah, and this defensive line is definitely looking, and kind of as I mentioned, they just were getting punched in the mouth in their trenches last game, and that's usually the other way around for the Red Devils. And so far, they're winning on both sides of their trenches. A good sack there on 2nd down, making this a 3rd, and as you said, a bit of a country mile.
Young out of the gun. He's got the spread set up for the Rams. Eludes one tackler, going to roll to his right. Underthrows his receiver. I don't know if that was intercepted. Let's see what. Yep, looks like they're going to call interception by the Red Devils. Good job by the defense to slide underneath the offensive receiver and get possession of that ball.
Yeah, Eric, that was pretty impressive there. Quarterback trying to force it a little bit there. Wide receiver didn't turn around fast enough. Cornerback's eyes were on the quarterback, and he made the play on the ball there.
Second quarter down in Pontiac. Notre Dame Prep leads the St. Francis Gladiators 27-20.
Geez, that Gladiator schedule, Eric, we were talking about it. They just have quite the gauntlet.
What a gauntlet, yeah. And then they've got, number 1 Lumen Christie after this week?
I believe so. It just keeps going.
Hand off to Beal. Gets around the right side. Nice block by the receivers. 15-10. 5 sidestep. Oh, almost crosses the goal line. He'll trip up himself and almost stumble out of bounds about the 2.
I do think, Eric, that play is coming back. I did
Yeah.
see a hold.
Yeah, you can see the flag even behind the line here.
This is just the story of East Jordan. Their record doesn't really necessarily define them. It's just the penalties. It just hold them back so much.
First quarter in Elk Rapids. Elks leading the Tawas Braves 8-0. Good opportunity for the Elks to get another win. I think I'll give them 3 on the year.
Yeah, and that is the last game East Jordan will face Elk Rapids. That will be their final matchup of the season. And unfortunately, just 2 more weeks. Season flies
this
by.
season gone by so fast. Be talking playoffs here soon, as we don't already on the Next Level show. We talk playoffs basically every week now, talking about snooze to you and bracketology. And
we love our mapatology here at the Next Level
Yeah,
show, that's for sure.
5:30 to go. St. Mary's Snowbirds 6-0 over Breckenridge.
Shocking to see only 1 touchdown so far scored. You're so used to seeing that Gaylord St. Mary's game be 30-0 right away.
Steamrolling people. Web out of the gun. He's going to keep it off the faked handoff. Oh, man, he's got Wilson wide open, 30. He's down to the 20. Fakes one man out, 15, 10, spinning around. Down inside the 10-yard line. We'll give him to the 8. Nice play design, nice execution, and I don't see a flag on the play. 1st and 10, Red Devils.
Yeah, Red Devils and Coach Adam Grabowskis definitely happy to have a chunk play that does not get called back there, and great play design. They had the whole team, even my eyes, watching them go right. Brady Wilson a bit uncovered on that left side, and Webb hit him there and looked like he was going to make that guy miss in the end zone. Be tackled just shy.
1st and goal from the 8. Webb will send 2 to the left and have 1 to the right. He's got a single back. We'll motion 1. Looks like they're going to set up a line of blockers and set up the wall for him. Bowls his way through. He's close to the goal line. I think he's just short.
Well, I was going to say touchdown there, but the line judge, he does have the better view.
I was waiting for that dive forward or whatnot, but it just didn't happen. Stopped just short of the goal line.
Yeah, there was a wall of bodies in front of him, and looked like he just cannot sneak in there. Gonna make a 2nd and goal from. Ooh, I don't know if we can mark it like the.
Looks like a right on the 1.
Right on the 1.
By what the sticks say over there on the far side of the field. Webb going to tuck it, go right up the middle, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, East Jordan. William Webb from 1 yard out.
Great job there from the offensive line. They just got that big push. There was no question that he was going to get in there. His whole body got in there. It looked like it was a little, they called him a yard short. I think he might have got in on that last play, but it doesn't really matter. You punched it in on the 2nd time. You're going to see no complaints from Matt Grabowskis and the team.
So with 3:41 left to go in the first quarter, 6-0 East Jordan. So we await the extra point. Go up with the snap. He's going to pitch it out. He's going to lower his head. Max Beal in for the 2-point conversion.
And again, that's one of the strengths of this team is the 2-point conversions. With Max Beal and Webb, it's hard for teams to stop that combo in the backfield.
Jared, did you know the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center in East Jordan will serve over 5,000 healthy meals this year to local teens? To learn more about what the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center is doing for youth, visit them online at ejdepot.com. What a great job. 5,000 meals. Man,
that's amazing.
Good job.
Yeah, actually, I was asking Christian last week when we were doing the East Jordan broadcast. I was asking him if he knew that because it's quite the stat line there. We always talk about these player stats, but the Depot's.
Yeah, that's a stat. Yeah, we may have to fix. We may have to do something like that when we make that read. We may have to put a graphic up on the screen sometime down the road to show that because that is a big deal. So if you're Harbor Springs, you didn't have much of a first possession. You only had a few plays with an interception. What do you think you want to try to do? Outside of East Jordan beating themselves, they've had pretty sustained drives no matter what part of the field they've been on. They just kind of, like I said, just beat themselves. What do you think Harbor needs to do as we got the ball falling off the tee? They had quite the rain and wind come through here earlier. Luckily, under our tent and tarp and whatnot, the wind has pretty much died down for the most part up here. But you can see it swirling with the trees down there along the field line. So if there's any issues down there, and that may have an effect with the passing games down there too. But again, getting back to what do you think Harbor Springs should try to do with this next possession as we get a reception rate about the 11-yard line, up to the 25, run out of bounds, the 27, 1st and 10 for the Rams.
I think the key to this team, East Jordan is going to pass rush is going to be pretty hard to fight against. So what you do is you kind of run some screens, you run some bubble screens, get it out to your playmakers, and make those quarterback passes easy. Don't make your quarterback have to sit back in the pocket, read the defense, give him easy reads, and then get the offense going. So then defense gets a little lower, have the chance for some shots down the field.
1st and 10 Rams. Nice crowd tonight. Again, it is homecoming here in Harbor Springs. Got one in motion. Up the middle. Lose one tackler. He's going to take another one for a ride. Nice gain on the play by Chaz Brainerd. We'll give him about 8 on that play. 2nd and 2.
And that's kind of like, if you're not going to pass and you can run the ball, that's the way you want to do. Just with a younger quarterback, as we mentioned. He's only a sophomore. 2nd year under helm, though, and seen a lot of improvement since last year. No wins last year. Already 3 on the board through 6 games.
Yeah. And that was a good run by Brainerd. I was watching the replay on my phone. Just bouncing off of people, lowering his head and running over another one to gain another couple of yards on there. 2nd and 2. Right close to the first down. Yep, they'll give him a yard past that. 1st and 10 Rams.
Yeah, and the misdirection in the backfield for an aggressive East Jordan front. Pretty smart there by the Rams, knowing that they're looking to bite on these guys and try and get in the backfield to sack Cousins.
Yeah, and we'll be curious to see throughout the night. Cousins, I believe, can be dual threat, so be curious to see if they open his playbook as the game goes on. Harbor up the middle. Brainerd on to carry. He'll get a couple. Be 2nd and 8. As the wind picked up a little bit there.
Yeah.
I don't weigh that much, but I'll hang on to this 10 if I have to before it blows away.
Yeah, we're sitting up here on top of the press box, and thankfully there's no rain, but the wind seems to say, well, if there's no rain, we got you with the wind.
Yeah. Isaac was worried if I needed him to hang on to. I'm just being overly dramatic right now. We've got bungee cords and sandbag, next level sandbags at that. Not just not just a regular sandbag. Oh, fumble on the snap. Cousins able to hang on to it, but he's going to be sacked on the play. He'll lose about 3 yards on that one.
And these are types of mistakes you don't want to make against an aggressive front. Like I said, that's looking to get in the backfield and make some pressures, which they could not do last week. Trying to make up for it. Doing pretty well so far.
You could tell I watched basketball. I tried to call him Thaddeus Young there real quick. Quickly stopped myself.
Eric, it's funny. When the first time I heard Thaddeus, that's exactly where my mind went as well.
1:20 to go in the first. 8-0 East Jordan. Again, thank you for joining us on Next Level Broadcasting. Don't forget to check us out on the Next Level Broadcasting show every Thursday. We'll get into more of that here in a second. Cousins going to throw it out for the screen on the left. Nice run after the catch. He's going to elude a couple tacklers and almost to a first down right about the 49-yard line. Nice catch and then a run after the catch.
Blockers didn't really set up for him too nice, but it didn't really seem to matter there.
Yeah, and I don't know. I looked like an 11 on there. I don't have an 11 on the roster. So if we have any Harbor people on watching the game, not able to make it here tonight, hit us up on the YouTube line. Let us know who that is. If you know, you get a shout out. Normally you get some mom or grandma saying, hey, that's my boy.
Oh, yeah. And they're actually going to call that a first down, Eric.
There you go. 1st and 10 from the 49. Cousins from the gun. He's looking to pass. He'll roll out to the right. He may just elude. Yep, tuck it and run. get down to the 45-yard line. Met out of bounds by William Webb. We'll give him 6 on that play, 2nd and 4. They moved it up a little bit. We'll give him 2nd and 2. I think I said 4.
Two. Well, we can say kind of generous calls
right.
from the refs, but, Harbor Springs is going to take it. They're trying to get to above 500.
Cousins going to keep it. He's got his fullback to lead the way. They're going to get a first down, 1st and 10 Rams, just inside the 40-yard line of East Jordan. Yeah, it's how I used to mark my ball golfing. I would step with the ball. I would step with one foot, and then I would reach forward as I was putting the ball mark down. So, yeah, just like that. You never get extra 2 yards, right?
Well, hopefully none of your golf buddies are listening in on this one, huh? I'm sure you've maybe gained a little bit of money from them.
Well, that'll do it for the first quarter. After 12 minutes, it is East Jordan Red Devils 8 and Harbor Springs Rams 0. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. You are watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting. Simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net. We'll be right back.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers,
And welcome back to Ottawa Stadium in downtown Harbor Springs. It's homecoming here. Start of the second quarter. East Jordan leads the Rams 8-0. Eric Huffman, Jared Stamen bringing you the action tonight.
And
Cousins out of the gun. Oh, my bad. Looked like Jake Warner on the carry. Short gain on that play. You were saying, Jared.
Oh, I was just saying Harbor Springs looking pretty good so far on this offensive drive. First drive that they had didn't really 3 and out. Well, actually ended up being a pick. Most likely would have been a 3 and out. Good job being resilient from this crew. Going against a pretty hungry East Jordan team.
Yeah, and I think hungry is a good word because, again, we were checking in from Elk Rapids on that game last week, and I just couldn't believe when I was looking at the score.
Yeah, it was Christian and I in the game were quite shocked ourselves.
Cousins going to hand off. Met right at the line of scrimmage and run out of bounds by the Red Devils. Jimmy Callan on the carry. Believe I went to school with his dad.
I'm sure you'll be recognizing a lot of names.
A lot of these names are you're right on down the line. Warner, Dickinson, Brainerd, Callan, Cousins, Kloss, another Warner, Keller, Burns, yeah. Third down for Harbor. Cousins look to throw it. Nice frozen rope and a completion down to 25. Hanging on is an East Jordan Red Devil. Finally, Webb's going to wrestle him down about the 22-yard line. Nice catch and hang on to the ball by Harbor Springs. And again, number 11 out on the field. We do not have a number for him, but nice play. Have to wait and see if Gary Bob says his name out loud, and I can write him out on a piece of paper.
Big pickup there, keeping the drive alive. 3rd and 8. I'm sure the Red Devils could smell a little bit of blood in the water, trying to get their pass rush back there. And like you said, frozen rope there.
Yeah, nice looking pass from Thaddeus there.
To mystery number 11.
Yeah, and again, I got my one part of my headset moved to the side. We'll see what Gary says over the PA next time. Brainerd on the carry. He'll get a couple on there, second down. Second down. Under 10:30 to go in a half. Just about halftime down in Pontiac.
Oh, wow. Look at
Notre
that
Dame
score.
Prep 34, Traverse City St. Francis 26. Cousins going to fake the handoff. He's got a man out in the flat. He's down to the 10, the 5, reading forward, and not quite going to get there. He's down at the 1-yard line. Jimmy Callan with a nice run and just about got in the end zone.
I thought that he was going to have that, Eric. Great play design there, getting their guys out in space and motion. Looking like this Rams team, after the first couple drives.
This is a confident
pretty good.
possession. Yeah, absolutely. Playing with confidence this time. Cousins going to take it himself, go right up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Harbor Springs.
What a response from this Rams team, Eric.
Yeah, again, I said it, it'd be 3 times now, confidence. They look confident in that. Really bodes well for the rest of the game. This could be a fun game to watch as it's now 6-8 East Jordan over Harbor Springs with a point after to come.
Harbor Springs team trying to get to 500 for the first time, and I don't have the stat
Yeah,
in
I
front
don't
of
know.
me, but
I don't
definitely,
know how long.
definitely quite a few years. They know what's on the line. You can really sense it in the
I don't
building.
think they've been to the playoffs since my son was here. Cousins on the extra point. Didn't have anybody open. But he had a whole lane. He had a whole avenue open just to trot in for the 2-point conversion. That'll tie the score 8-8 with 9:55 to go. We'll take another commercial break before we have the kickoff. You are watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Kickoff by the Rams after tying the score 8-8. Taking it right at the 19-yard line. He gets 35. Still no one hits him until as he jumps across the 40-yard line. He'll start 1st and 10. Nice return by Wyatt Penny that time.
Yeah, Wyatt Penny hasn't punched one in fully for a touchdown, but he's had a lot of them be close, I got to say. Definitely a dangerous return man back there for the Devils.
So what do you think the response will be for East Jordan this time around? Obviously, you just saw Harbor Springs play with some confidence, and you've had a couple of miscues yourself. What do you think they'll look like coming this possession?
I think Adam Grabaskus is telling his guys, as you can see, we play our game. We don't make mistakes. We're going to feel pretty good that we can punch it in on every drive.
Low snap. Webb still able to field it. And I mentioned that during the first quarter that you've got Wilson available for some deep throws, and that was one that probably should have been hauled in for a score. Right through, hit him in a bad spot, Jared, right in the hands.
Yeah, I got to say, William Webb throwing an absolute dime there. Thinking, you know what a response for the team. One play, one touchdown. Cold weather maybe playing an impact. Hands a little bit frozen out there for Brady Wilson, but the normally one that he hauls in.
When I first thought it was going to be well overthrown, but man, it just kind of just floated and just kind of just gently went down there, just now able to haul it in. Webb's going to keep it this time, get to the 45, elude one tackler, get to the 50, first down and more. Wrestled out of bounds. We're on the 46-yard line of Harbor Springs.
Yeah, Webb just saying, I'll just do it myself on this play.
1st and 10, Red Devils. Let's move the sticks. Michigan State's going to play UCLA this weekend, Jared. You got any takes on this one coming up? Is Aiden Childs going to be that rolling mountain of up and down gameplay? Although looks improved, what do you think we're going to see?
Well, I think we're going to see a dominant offensive performance. UCLA's defense is, Swiss cheese is a bit of a compliment. It's really going to be Michigan State's defense Can they stop Nico Amaliver?
Well, speaking of Swiss cheese, Michigan State's defense is something to be desired these days, too. Nice double handoff with the fake there.
Max Beal.
Max Beal up on that play. He's going to get at least 7 on that.
Yeah, Max Beal really the heart of the team, and surprised we haven't seen him a little bit more. One of the things also Max Beal can do is haul in big passes. He's had a couple receptions for over 50-plus this season. Watch out for him and sneak out in the backfield for a big play.
Almost had encroachment on the defense. Able to reset. Webb's going to pitch to Beal. He's to the 40, 35, 30. Swipes one tackler, and it gets finally brought down about 25-yard line. John Sagan here on the tackle for Harbor Springs.
Max Beal doing what he does best. He's got great vision, and then to add on to that, great contact balance.
In chunk plays and sustained drive. 1st and 10 Red Devils. Hand off to Beal. He spins away from 1, gets down to the 20, trying to spin away from 2, maybe 3. Got a whole herd of Rams come up there and bring him down about the 19-yard line. Give him a gain of about 7 on that play.
Yeah, Max Beal again getting hit pretty much at the line of scrimmage, but what does he do? Stays on his feet and churns those legs for about 7 more yards. Looks like they're gonna mark it 2nd and 4.
We'll have to see after this next play if Isaac can get a shot before it's gone. You've got this the remnants of the sunset, as we have a great view up here on top of the stadium. Webb going to roll to the left, eludes a tackler in the backfield. He gets on 15, 10, 5, and trots in for the score. Touchdown, East Jordan.
Wow.
William Webb from 20 yards out.
Webb is just one of a kind athlete. He kind of reminds me, might be a bit of a stretch, but just that Lamar Jackson, the dual threat ability is
what a great play. While we're waiting for the extra point, I just brought this up and see if he can get Isaac come up. Just getting the last bits of a beautiful sunset here. And again, what a great view you can get up here and see, especially during the daytime as Isaac pans back around to the left. You can see maybe a little bit of the skyline of Petoskey across the bay and Little Traverse Bay. You can see some of downtown Harbor Springs at the same time, too. What a great spot to come watch some Friday night football. East Jordan going to set up for an extra point now. Thank you for those wonderful shots.
And it looks like, don't want to call it too early, but if the Rams want to keep pace in this game, I think we're going to have to see a bit of a UCLA-Penn State game, just a score for score.
And Webb's going to easily waltz in for the 2-point conversion on that. 16-8 East Jordan over Harbor Springs. It's time to get away to your dream destination. Like many, that means flying into Northern Michigan. Whether you're looking to fly in or out of Northern Michigan this fall, look to fly, then take to the sky with TVC. Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport is your best gateway to the world, offering services from Allegiant, American, Delta, Sun Country, and United Airlines. Visit tvcairport.com for up-to-the-minute flight schedules and to book your next getaway today. I always bring up we use TVC on all of our trips.
Oh, yeah. I love me a good small airport, and they do a great job there at TVC.
Never had an issue there, yeah. When we do our buying trips for the lake house, we always take TVC and take Delta out of there to go to Atlanta. Always nice to have that short trip home after a long week.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Michigan got this week, Jared?
They've got USC. They got the Lincoln Riley, offense.
Are they gonna get a Michigan State hangover and go to the West Coast and do the same thing?
Well, I do think it really depends if UCLA or USC can stop Justice Haynes, which is a tall task.
I think the key is Haynes because that man is a beast. Nice kickoff. The unique East Jordan kickoff.
Oh, yeah.
Fielded by the Rams at the 24-yard line when they'll take 1st and 10. Jared, you've seen this kickoff quite a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty much – I don't think they've really ever strayed away from it. It's just keeping the other team on their toes because you don't have to declare an onside kick like you do now in the NFL. So if you're not ready for it, your hands team isn't. East Jordan gains an extra possession.
Looks like there's going to be a timeout on the field taken by the Red Devils, so we're going to take a timeout ourselves. We'll be right back after this break. You're watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting. Simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and on YouTube. Subscribe, Next Level Broadcasting. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th to 12th grade teens. With after-school programming 4 days a week and our new Becoming You.
And we're back. The timeout, 7:43 left to go in the first half. East Jordan leading Harbor Springs 16-8. Rams on first down. We're going to try up the middle, met by a whole host of East Jordan Red Devils. No gain on that play. Second down.
And just to sum up real quick, I think for the Wolverines, for any of my
Yes, sir.
fellow Blue fans out there, Mekhi Lemon, they got a good quarterback. Jordan Mailava, I believe is his name, and Mekhi Lemon is just going to be a top 10 NFL pick in the draft. Absolute stud. Jeremiah Smith getting the wide receiver attention, but USC's got a pretty good one themselves.
Cousins on second down. Decides to keep the ball himself, lunges forward for maybe a gain of a yard on that play. It'd be 3rd and long.
Yeah, East Jordan, pretty good response so far on defense.
Yeah, William Webb in on that tackle.
Heard Webb's name a lot on defense so far this game. I mean, pretty good quarterback as we know, but seeming to like they're maybe potentially trying to throw towards his way, or has he just got a nose for the football?
He just might be very active tonight.
He is the leader of the team, both on offense and defense. Trying to inspire his guys to, keep that playoff spot intact.
Harbor sets up in the double wing this time. Flag on the play. False start against the Rams will back them up 5. Be 3rd and about 14. Try to get you some more updates around Next Level Land here. Second quarter in Elk Rapids. The Elks leading Tawas 14-0.
Got to be pretty happy there if you're an Elks fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you've seen 14 points in the first half so far this season.
No, we have seen, because like I said, I covered quite a few of the Elk Rapids games so far. I've seen 14 points in an entire game, but not in the first half. So, no, great first half by them from what it looks like so far. Cousins on 3rd and long. Going to air it out there. Nice completion. See if we can get his name this time. He's going to be just a couple yards short.
I believe Luke Dickinson was the call.
You are correct. So instead of number 4, like it is in the program, it's number 11. So I have to remember that now. Luke Dickinson on the reception. 2 yards short. 4th down, you would think they would punt, obviously, at the 32-yard line. Looks like they're set up in a spread, almost like an offensive play, but you got to think they're going to punt off of this as you get Max Beal going back for a reception.
Yeah, I really wouldn't hate them going for it personally, but, I don't make those calls.
As you can see him running. You never know if they give him a lane, he may try it. Cousins going to kick it out of bounds. Looks like it bounces right around the 45-yard line. We'll see how they mark it, and they'll mark it up at the 49, just short of the 50-yard line.
Eric, I think that if he would have just kept running, I think he had that edge. I think they could have picked up the first down. But I guess we'll never know.
EJ is a proud supporter of Red Devil football on Next Level Broadcasting, making it easy to stay in touch with your hometown team and the community wherever you are.
It's Jordan here, just looking to just keep this game, trying to get it as out of reach as possible for Harbor Springs. They've had a lot of leads in games, but haven't always been able to keep them. Get a big enough one here. Hopefully you won't have to worry about that.
Webb on first down, going to hand off to Beal. Try the dive side of the left side. He'll gain a couple on that play. Second down.
I think that's the most that the Harbor Springs Rams have been able to contain Max Beal. It's been running for about 5 or 6 a pop so far. Good way to start the drive for the Rams.
Yes, if you can keep it under 4 yards each play, I think you're doing a good job. And, that's been the case. You got too many plays above that for East Jordan so far.
Yeah, and that is the thing about East Jordan is they're not the team that typically grinds away a game. They're going to beat you with some big plays down the field. Right.
And as you say, grind, they're kind of taking their time, setting up these plays 5 minutes ago. Or are they looking just to grind this down and have one possession before the half? Oh, pitch. Oh, it could have been a fumble because that was backwards. You got Wilson receiving that, getting it across the 50-yard line and down to the 48 of Harbor Springs. But that was dangerous as that was headed backwards and possibly in the danger zone of a turnover.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Eric. Brady Wilson there making sure to secure the catch on that one.
Yeah, as I watched the replay, it was almost 2 yards behind the quarterback. So, yeah, fortunate that he had that reception and had positive yardage.
Yeah, he really pretty much he ran a good amount, but it only amounted to getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Third down, Webb's going to roll. He's got his screen set up to Beal. He gets down to the 40, leans forward. Looks like maybe an index card short of the first down. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, a little bit interesting by Max Beal. Griffin Boyer was out there in space with one guy to block, and he didn't really seem to wait for that block to set up. He just kind of took him head on, potentially waited for that block. He might have made a house call.
Short of the first down. So it'll be 4th and 1. What do you think, a little Red Devil tush push possibly? Or? Although I shouldn't take 4 tries to get it it took the Eagles last night, right? Webb's going to keep it, lean forward, easily get the first down, and then some. 1st and 10, Red Devils at the 38.
Eric, I know there's some people that have different opinions on the tush push, but I just got to say, it's just boring football.
It goes with a lot of people that say that, too.
And, again, when they did score, there was a false start. Not to get too much on a tangent, but they're really just breaking the law on that play in a lot of ways, if you ask me.
The football law. There you go. The unwritten rule.
Well, it's Philly, so if any team's going to do it, can't be too shocked to see those dirty birds doing it.
Be down to 3 minutes. Time the ball is snapped. Got one in motion. Fumble on the snap. Webb will keep it. Eludes the 2 tacklers. Not going to elude the third one. He's going to get wrapped up for a sizable loss on that play. First player to get there, Jimmy Kellnan.
Yeah, obviously not the direction you want to go, and snaps continue to be another one of those kind of minor things that self-inflicted wounds, penalties, bad snaps. It's really just been the story of this East Jordan team, just not able to clean up these things that you would hope would be fixable throughout the season.
Hope you stick around for the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center and TVC Cherry Capital Airport halftime show. Jared and I will talk about the first half, stuff that went on, and maybe some key points teams could do to take over in the second half or keep the lead and pull out the victory if you're East Jordan. Webb fakes the handoff twice. He gets it out to Beal on the left flat. He's to the 50. Run out of bounds about the 41-yard line. Still a ways to go before the first down. 2:04 left to go in the half.
Yeah, looking like he got back to a little short of the original line of scrimmage there. Third down and 13 will be the call.
5 minutes to go. Gaylord St. Mary Snowbirds 12 and Breckenridge 8. Got a game going on there.
Oh, wow. I know Zach, one of our producers, is happy to see a game that actually is close because, like we've said, those Snowbirds just blow guys out of the water every week.
Webb out of the gun. He's got Wilson. He's got it complete down to the 15. He'll get tackled and end up about the – nope, they'll mark it at 15-yard line.
Well, making up for the drop earlier, that was a tough contested catch, debatably harder than the catch he dropped.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure. Just from up here, our vantage point, I wasn't quite sure he hauled it in, but sure enough, hanging on to it, 1st and 10 Red Devils. Just under 2 minutes, 15-yard line.
Yeah, and he was kind of fighting the DB on that one too, Eric. I didn't know if that was actually going to go Harbor Springs way in the interception.
And a chance for the Rams to get out because you've got a couple miscues by East Jordan again, and we give up a big chunk play, and Red Devils keep possession with a chance to put another score on the board before halftime. As you can see, now they're set up to milk some clock.
But that's, we talk a little bit of the negatives about East Jordan, but that's the positive. Their big playability is unreal.
Webb going to keep it this time. Blockers on the left. He got around one, but then you've got 3 or 4 Rams going to stand him up. Ref will blow the whistle and make sure no one gets hurt there. No gain on that play, 2nd down. Yeah, looks like we'll have a timeout by East Jordan. Well, we've got a timeout. And the wind's blowing. My papers are on. See if I can't pay some more bills for Charles here before the end of the half. During a time of mergers, acquisitions, and name changes, the founders of Charlevoix State Bank saw a need for a truly local bank focused on community and strong customer relationships. Those values continue to drive them today as they are proud to support local Charlevoix County schools such as East Jordan. The Charlevoix State Bank.
See what you did there.
Yes, I did. The Ohio. No, I'm not going to say it.
Oh. Get under my skin there, Eric. I'm hoping that they take a loss tonight, tomorrow against Illinois.
It's funny. I actually have 2 Ohio State items that are in my store that I sell. I got them both by mistake.
Well, hopefully they never sell because we don't want to see those traders
the
up
sorry
here.
thing is they sell, so I keep reordering them. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
Webb's going to pitch it. He's got Beal, eludes a guy behind the line of scrimmage. 15, 10, 5, running over a Ram and in for the score. Touchdown, East Jordan. Bound and determined to cross that goal line.
And that's Max Beal for you. Physical guy, looking for contact and able to carry some Rams into the end zone with him.
Yeah, he gets hit again at the 10 and the 5 and then drags 2 guys in about 2-yard line in for that score.
If we had the advanced stats that the college and NFL has, his yards after contact got to be one of the highest in Northern Michigan.
I'd love to see those highlights where they put the numbers above the players that they bounce off of and whatever, because you'd see the count. 1, 2, 3 broken tackles. Well, I'm going to look to the left in the extra point. He's got no one, so he'll tuck it, go up the middle, and tried to find Wilson over on the left side. Nothing doing. Incomplete. 1:05 left to go in the half. 22-8. East Jordan leads Harbor Springs. In need of an interior design overhaul, or maybe you're in search of a more functional home design? Then look no further than Inner Structure, located right in East Jordan at 319 South Lake Street, offering innovative solutions for your home, including space planning, kitchens, baths, floor coverings, furnishings, and much more. That's Inner Structure Design.
That sun going down, Eric. Temperature really taking a drop. Wondering if it's going to
affect.
affect.
Yeah, we were planning for today. We weren't quite sure what we were going to do here up on top of the world. I mean, I make sure I charged all my battery-operated heated stuff. Pack the extra coat and the hat and the gloves and just not quite sure what we were going to get, but man, we got some nice, we got some clear skies while we were setting up, kept us warm up here. But yeah, the sun going down and a slight breeze. It gets a little chilly up here.
I also want to say Harbor Springs crowd really showing out tonight.
Yeah, man.
Homecoming.
But yeah, man, nice job. And these stands, you can fit a lot of people in these stands, so they've got a lot of people here tonight. Short kick by East Jordan, taking about 35. I think that's a dive forward for a couple of yards, where they'll have it 1st and 10 about the 39-yard line.
And this is a pretty decent drive here. I do believe that the Rams get the ball at half. They could get some points here on the board.
104, if they can make a couple of completions or whatnot, they've got all 3 of their timeouts.
Absolutely. This is one of those times where kind of show what you're made of. Winning 3 games. Starting to, either way, no matter what happens, you're proud of the season so far. But trying to get that 500 mark, big chance on this drive right here.
Cousins looks to throw. Nice completion right at the sticks. going to hang on to it. Will they give him enough for a first down? Nope, we'll give him a yard short. Nice completion and hang on by Luke Dickinson.
And that was a dart. That throw was right on the money, right into his numbers.
Clock continues to run. Cousins will hit a man in the flat, past the 50, headed towards the sideline. He'll run out of bounds at the 45. Jimmy Kellnan on the reception and run out of bounds. 33 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, good job there, knowing that you got to get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Yeah, playing your sidelines. Yeah, you had all your timeouts.
And, hey, looking pretty good so far, getting positive yards, 2 plays.
Yep. Here's another piece of irony for you while we're waiting for the play. Coach Slifka for Harbor Springs. Last time I was here broadcasting was with ESPN Radio Northern Michigan. I was in the booth doing the radio, and Slifka was an assistant in there with a headset on. So, man, we've come a long way. Cousins going to elude the rush in the back. He's got a man after him. He'll get to the 45 and taken down after a short gain on that play. We'll give him about a gain of 1. Maybe 2 on a be 3rd and long.
Yeah. Good effort by Garrison Henry. Looked like for a chance Cousins is going to get that edge and pick up a good 15 or more yards, but Garrison Henry with those wheels tracking him down for a pretty modest gain of, we'll call it 2 yards.
And clock stopped, 24 seconds.
Yeah, good job getting out of bounds there by the quarterback. If you're not going to throw it away, look for those out of bounds.
Here come the Rams. Pitch out to Kellnan. Who ran out of bounds about the 40-yard line. Gain of 5 on the, or gain of a couple on the play. Weinkoop in on that tackle.
Making it a...
Yeah, the small chunks are going to do it now with 18 seconds. You're going to have to, probably go at least 10 yards each time now, or see if you can't take a shot downfield, although 3rd and 4.
Right.
You're worried about the first down, but you had 18 seconds left to go.
3 timeouts, though, so the whole field is
Curious
open
play
for them.
call here. Oh, he had him too. He had a first down and then some. I don't know if he was thinking about the defender coming up to him, but that was a drop by Dickinson that time.
Yeah, big bummer there. With that catch, they're getting to the point where end zone shots to the end zone aren't really out of the question. I mean, they still have a chance from the 40-yard line, but being at the 30 makes it that much easier.
And we've seen Cousins is throwing a mean ball right now, and I'm assuming he does that a lot, so they've got to be used to that ball zipping into him by now.
Right, but like we've said, cold hands is definitely the coldest day so far that they've played in.
For sure. I'm about to turn the batteries on my gloves.
Jealous of those gloves right now, Eric, I got to say.
Cousins got a man. He's down to the 30-yard line. 25. Inches way down to the 22. Jimmy Kellnan on that reception again. 5 seconds left to go. We'll probably get a timeout called here. Time for maybe, I would say probably just one more play.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what their field goal situation is, and I mean, this would be a decently hefty one, but with 5 seconds left, would you rather try for the points? Most likely going to, try and not really Hail Mary territory, but
and I don't. Back when my youngest was still going here, they kicked extra points and field goals once in a while, but I don't know. I haven't seen them enough to know if they've got a field goal kicker.
My guess is probably not, but we're about to see right now.
Looks like they'll set up trips to the left.
And if you're quick here, you potentially could get off 2 shots to the end zone.
Well, they're playing so far off him on the far guy out here on Dickinson. You wonder if you could just do a quick out and stop it, maybe a second left. But nope, you're going to have to throw it in the end zone now. You'll throw it up in the air. Oh, out of the hands. Nearest one was a Red Devil. It'll fall incomplete, and that will end the first half. After 2 quarters of play, the score, East Jordan 22, Harbor Springs 8. Join us for the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center and TVC Cherry Capital Airport halftime show after we take a commercial pause. You are watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net, YouTube. Search Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back in a few. Stay tuned.
When it comes to designing your perfect home, everyone deserves a safe, functional, and beautiful home, and the inner structure is your source for residential interior design. You can see for yourself at their 319 South Lake Street location here in East Jordan to see why their space planning, kitchen, bath, furnishings, and floor coverings need to go in your next home renovation. Once again, that's Inner Structure, your go-to interior home design located right here in East Jordan. EJ is proud to support East Jordan Athletics here on Next Level Broadcasting, making it easy to stay in touch with your hometown team wherever you are. Compete with heart and play with integrity. EJ is the leader in the design, manufacture, and distribution of access solutions for water, sewer, drainage, telecommunication, and utility networks worldwide. Driven by unparalleled customer service, exceptional solutions, global expertise, and local understanding. That's EJ, a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th to 12th grade teens. With after-school programming 4 days a week and our new Becoming You homeschool support program 3 days a week, we are always looking for passionate people to join our Depot volunteer family. Simply visit ejdepot.org/volunteer to discover how you can make a difference in the lives of our teens.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy, right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th through 12th grade teens with after-school programming 3 days a week with a hot, nutritious meal. On Thursdays after school, the Depot provides life skill classes like cooking, art, and career readiness. And new this year is Becoming You, a program for homeschool students that provides a structured environment, tutoring, and a healthy lunch. For more info on all of our programs, please visit ejdepot.org.
Today's game is brought to you by Professional Seamless Gutters, Burnett Foods, The Depot, Jordan Valley Teen Center, Charlevoix State Bank, Inner Structure, Edge Attractants, TVC, Cherry Capital Airport, EJ, East Jordan Plastics Incorporated, and Active Recovery, Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your northern Michigan connection.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy, right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's halftime here in Harbor Springs. East Jordan Red Devils leading the Rams 22-8. It is homecoming here. They've got a little extended halftime going on here tonight, so we're going to extend our halftime a little bit here tonight. Right now, we'll get into let's talk about the first half, Jared. Kind of thought, going back, this first period looked like it was going to be pretty evenly matched as you had East Jordan with some stained drives but kind of shooting themselves in the foot, and you had Harbor Springs starting to gain confidence as the game started going on. Obviously, you've got a 22-8 score right now. What do you think the differences have been in the game so far?
Well, I got to say, East Jordan, they're just winning in the trenches. They're getting Max Beal going. He's, if I had to imagine, averaging probably at 7 a carry, if not a little bit more. And Webb using his legs to get downfield. And he's pretty much, I think he's missed one throw, one incompletion, but it was a drop. So could be 100% passing. You really can't ask for much of a better game. There was a low snap on that scoring drive that set them back, but it was first down, and they ended up getting a touchdown. And a few false start penalties, kind of the same, a little bit of the same old, just self-inflicted wounds, but haven't really hurt them too much. They've been able to still score on those drives. Look pretty good, and for Harbor Springs, overall, I've actually been pretty impressed with them. I wasn't really too sure what we were going to see from them. They've played some similar competition record-wise. They're both 3-3 teams. Both have beat pretty much the same squads as well.
My question is going to be, because I thought East Jordan maybe had a little bit of a tougher schedule coming into this, and I always say you're as good as your schedule.
Right.
So I didn't know if the 3-3s coming in were exactly the same 3-3s.
Yeah.
But right now you're kind of seeing what I thought. East Jordan looking a little bit better than Harbor Springs right now, but Harbor Springs, this game could be closer, and Harbor could, with some adjustments, get back into this game and could possibly pull this one off.
Yeah, they do get the ball at half, and as we saw right before the half, with a minute and 5 seconds, they almost got into the red. Yep. They were into the red zone, almost scored a touchdown there. And even though they didn't score, I think you got to feel pretty confident with your offense's ability to get down the field. That was our fourth drive of the game for offense, and I would say if there was more time on the clock, they probably would have been 2 for 4. Which, if you're 50%, you told Harbor Springs coach you're going to be 50% scoring to start the game. You think you'd be pretty happy.
Absolutely, as we've got some rock and roll going on down on the field by the Harbor Springs High School band during halftime here. And again, it is homecoming. They'll announce the homecoming court and the winners here shortly. But yeah, so I think for East Jordan, I think their adjustments might be just shoring up that defense.
Yeah.
Again, Harbor Springs starting to do some things well, but I think East Jordan can make a couple of proper adjustments and possibly just shut the Harbor Springs Rams down in the second half. But for Harbor Springs, man, you've seen some good things. If you can make the proper changes in the locker room, you do have a chance to get back in this game. I don't know if you can necessarily win this game. East Jordan, I think, has too many weapons, but at least you can make a game in this, and you never know what happens. I've seen some scores go the other way this season so far, so you never know what happens, and that's why they play the games.
Right, and and East Jordan has blown some leads so far, and I think if you're the Rams coach, you're telling your guys that you're pretty happy with what, like I said, happy with what you do. You have some good things to go, to build on. East Jordan hasn't really stopped you too much on defense. I could definitely see this game being a little bit closer than we expect, but and the vice versa, that East Jordan, if they stay on schedule the way they've been playing, I don't really think there's a lot of a chance for the Rams to come back.
No, it's kind of, Webb and Beal are really starting to establish themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think they're just going to continue to improve, and think they'll take over the game in the second half. I just got an alert on my phone. I want to talk about a little we did on the Next Level Broadcasting Show. And again, ladies and gentlemen, every Thursday is the Next Level Broadcasting Show. We go over this week's games. We will go over on Thursday, talk about these games, and then we will preview the games coming up that following day. So again, about 6:30 every Thursday evening, the Next Level Broadcasting Show. We'll get into some college sports. We'll talk some pro sports. Last night we had a great interview. Former Charlevoix Raider Landon Swanson, right now, who is playing down at CMU. It's their bye week this week, so he was able to zoom in and spend about 10 minutes or so with us. Gave a great interview, had a great time with him, and hopefully we not only get him back on, but nice to reach around to some of these other schools. Maybe get some East Jordan Red Devils on, or wherever we're at in Next Level Universe.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about some NFL football that game and the Thursday night game. I don't want to toot my own horn a little bit. If you did watch the show, I did call the New York Giants upsetting the Eagles. Last week, Charles Strill, the head macho, called the Rams-Niners game with Mr. Money Mac Jones. They ended up upsetting them. So you want some good sports intakes or outputs, whatever you say. You got to watch the Next Level show. We got some pretty good sports brains on there between Eric, Charles, and I.
You guys love to flex, you young kids, when you get an opportunity. Let's talk Tigers baseball as you've got Tarek Skubal taking the mound right now, taking on the Mariners in Game 5. Do you think, with Skubal on the mound, although you weren't able to pull it off last time, do you think, and in Seattle, you think these Tigers are going to move on to take on the Blue Jays?
I'm going to say yeah.
Okay.
I really like the Tigers. I think that even though it's 2-2, overall there's been a lot more positives for them. They've had a lot more runners on base. It's just punching them in. And last game, that's what they did. They punched in runners. So in baseball, there's a lot of momentum that can carry over from game to game. You're hoping that momentum carries with you into Game 5, but the big dumper hasn't really – he's got, one home run, and I think in Game 3 – I got to say, I do think he is due for at least one in this game. So whether that's against Skubal or a relief pitcher, you got to watch out for big dumper.
So give me a score then.
Eric, I think it's going to be decently high scoring. I could see it a good 9-7.
Wow. Okay. And the Tigers win, so back-to-back 9-run games for the Tigers. You had some timely bats and stuff here at the latter stages of this series where you haven't really seen much this second half. And, I didn't even think they were going to make it out of the Cleveland series there for a while even.
Right. I'm curious, Eric, what's your opinion on the game? You think Mariners escape at home?
I think the Tigers have been too inconsistent for me to trust them to get out of this, even with Skubal. He's going to have a Cleveland game, and I don't know if he can do that out west. I could see it maybe 5-3. The Tigers looking like they've got a chance, and maybe it's tied at 3-3. I just don't know if they can pull it out. I hope they can pull it out, but I see Seattle moving on. But I don't see anyone beating Toronto.
Right. That was going to be my next question is if whoever does go, is anyone going to be able to beat those Blue Jays? I mean, they looked pretty convincing against the Yankees, I got to say.
Yeah. As they start announcing the winners of Spirit Week here in Harbor Springs. I pulled up the Big Ten schedule for this weekend. I know we talked about Michigan State hosting UCLA and Michigan going to USC, number 15 Michigan being at that. But you've got two huge games in the Big Ten. You've got number 1 Ohio State at number 17 Illinois. Give me a take on that, sir.
Well, as you heard me say earlier, I like the Fighting Illinois.
Yeah, they were my dark horse for the Big Ten.
They were, and I see why. Luca Altmaier is casually having a Heisman season. He's thrown no picks, I believe, 15 touchdowns, about 1,500 yards. Dude is a stud. That one loss to Indiana is just kind of hurting their reputation of being as good as we all thought they were. And at home against Ohio State, even if they don't win, I think this game is going to be really, really close. I like the Fighting Illinois, but we'll see how it ends up being. Eric, what's your opinion on the game?
I was a believer in Illinois until last week. I don't think they can make it. I don't think they may. I give them a half. I think Ohio State's a different animal. I'm not a big fan of Ohio State either, but I think they're a different animal. And I think the second half they just kind of make their way, and they will cover the spread, if not even more. The other big game in the Big Ten, number 7 Indiana going to number 3 Oregon, and so Indiana coming off the beating of Illinois. Is Indiana for real, and should they be ranked in the top 10, facing what I think is a legit number 3?
Right. I do think the AP nerds have it a little bit wrong. I would say that Indiana is a fringe top 10 team, and I do have a little bit of stake in the game. Did spend a little bit of my collegiate time in Bloomington, but either that being said, I think Oregon is a legit 3. I think, the top 3 teams right now, Miami, Ohio State, and Oregon, are the best ones.
As they get ready to announce homecoming queen. Ren Warren, I think was the name.
I believe so.
Congrats to her. Great setting here again for homecoming. What they do here is they have the court up on top of the stadium here, just like we are, and then they kind of walk couple by couple down the steps. It's a really cool procession, and then they hang out down at the stage down there.
Yeah, definitely Ottawa Field or Stadium, whatever you call it. Definitely a nice venue. A little bit pleasantly surprised my first time down here, or I guess up here, you would say.
Yeah, there you go.
And it is beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I can't say enough. What a great setting. That'll do it for our halftime show. While the wind picks up, we're going to re-tie everything down and take a short break. You are watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back in a few minutes. Stay tuned.
EJ is proud to support East Jordan Athletics here on Next Level Broadcasting, making it easy to stay in touch with your hometown team wherever you are. Compete with heart and play with integrity. EJ is the leader in the design, manufacture, and distribution of access solutions for water, sewer, drainage, telecommunication, and utility networks worldwide. Driven by unparalleled customer service, exceptional solutions, global expertise, and local understanding. That's EJ, a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Today's game is brought to you by Professional Seamless Gutters, Burnett Foods, The Depot, Jordan Valley Teen Center, Charlevoix State Bank, Inner Structure, Edge Attractants, TVC, Cherry Capital Airport, EJ, East Jordan Plastics Incorporated, and Active Recovery, Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th through 12th grade teens with after-school programming 3 days a week with a hot, nutritious meal. On Thursdays after school, the Depot provides life skill classes like cooking, art, and career readiness. And new this year is Becoming You, a program for homeschool students that provides a structured environment, tutoring, and a healthy lunch. For more info on all of our programs, please visit ejdepot.org.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy, right here in your neck of the woods, with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
When it comes to designing your perfect home, everyone deserves a safe, functional, and beautiful home, and the Inner Structure is your source for residential interior design. You can see for yourself at their 319 South Lake Street location here in East Jordan to see why their space planning, kitchen, bath, furnishings, and floor coverings need to go in your next home renovation. Once again, that's Inner Structure, your go-to interior home design located right here in East Jordan.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy, right here in your neck of the woods, with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Today's game is brought to you by Professional Seamless Gutters, Burnett Foods, The Depot, Jordan Valley Teen Center. Charlevoix State Bank, Inner Structure, Edge Attractants, TVC, Cherry Capital Airport, EJ, East Jordan Plastics Incorporated, and Active Recovery, Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th through 12th grade teens with after-school programming 3 days a week with a hot, nutritious meal. On Thursdays after school, the Depot provides life skill classes like cooking, art, and career readiness. And new this year is Becoming You, a program for homeschool students that provides a structured environment, tutoring, and a healthy lunch. For more info on all of our programs, please visit ejdepot.org.
Isaac giving you all the great shots that you'd love to see tonight, including that beautiful sunset earlier. 1:20-something left to go. While the teams are finishing their stretches, coming out of the locker room, getting ready for the second half. I'll get you a quick score update. Man, we have got a track meet down in Pontiac. Pontiac Notre Dame Prep taking on St. Francis Gladiators. Currently still in the third quarter. Notre Dame Prep 49, Gladiators 32. Wow.
Yeah. Well, we kind of were saying it earlier. It looks like it's going to be a shootout. And, looks like it is a shootout. As you said, a little bit of a track meet.
Well, we talk about St. Francis on the Next Level show on Thursdays. And one of my worries is that because of their schedule.
Yeah.
And, man, what a gauntlet of a schedule. I worry about their health coming into the playoffs. And they've seemed to be healthy so far. So I'll be curious when talking to Charles and crew. We normally do some type of group phone calls and whatnot once all the games are done. We kind of, decompress and talk to each other about how the games are or how they went and if there are any issues and this and that or whatever. So I'll be curious to hear from Charles how healthy St. Francis will be out of this one, getting ready to take on another powerhouse in Jackson Lumen Christi.
Yeah, and that might even be the toughest one so far, which is crazy considering that the last 2 weeks prior to this one, they've faced playoff teams in themselves, in Boyne City and Kingsley.
We get ready for the second half kickoff. Again, thank you for joining us on Next Level Broadcasting. We cover 5 schools, including East Jordan, who you're watching right now, Traverse City St. Francis, Charlevoix, Gaylord St. Mary's, and Elk Rapids. Everyone playing here on Friday night this week. And, man, week 7 already. Man, I can't believe we're getting down to the playoff time and crunch time for the regular season.
Yeah, final third of the season. It's Jordan kicking it away.
Taking about 35, down at about 37. Harbor will take that right there, 1st and 10. Down by Nick Lemire.
They're looking to see if they can, keep that momentum from that last drive before half going. They can get some points on the board, make this a 2-possession game, or make it a 1-possession game with a touchdown in a 2-point conversion.
Got Dickinson flank to the right. Double wing for Cousins. Cousins will keep it, get up the middle. Nice gain on that play. Nice chunk play on there. Will give him at least 5 yards. Second down.
He kind of got popped there at the end. One of the first times, through my headphones and my windbreaker, I could hear those pads popping all the way up here, Eric.
Looks like St. Francis just scored to tighten the game down there.
Yeah, trying to keep that undefeated season alive. And I'm not sure off my top of the head, but do you know if Notre Dame Prep, are they undefeated themselves?
I don't think so. but don't quote me on that. I don't know. I have to take a look at that and find out. Cousins out of the gun on second down. He elects to keep it once again, lunging forward. Give him a couple yards on that play.
And it looks like they're going to mark him just shy of the first down. And far line judge looked like they were going to give it to him at first, but end up going to be just a yard shy.
Gaylord St. Mary's in their first fight of the season, only leading 20-14 over Breckenridge at halftime.
A two-possession game and a Snowbirds game. I think that's unheard of so far in the 25 season.
Harbor on third and short. As you can hear through our microphones, the wind's really starting to pick up here in top of the mountain. We got enough of the first down. First and 10 Rams.
And, it's only been 3 plays, but they're staying on schedule, Eric.
Yep.
Making chunk plays, getting to those third and manageables or that, third and 1, pretty much 4-down territory in in high school about the 50.
Third quarter in Elk Rapids. We'll get to that in a second. Down to 35-40, 35-30. Jake Warner on the carry. Nice gain on there, first and 10.
And, I think that might be the biggest play of the game so far for the Rams. And what a time to have it, trying to get some momentum back on your side. And I'm pretty happy with the Rams right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You looked pretty good going into halftime. Was curious if they were going to be able to carry that over or not, and looks like they are, but looks like they marked him a little bit shorter than we both originally thought.
Yeah.
Must have had a foot out of bounds.
First and 10 Rams. Cousin will hand off. No, it's one of those plays, you got too much action going on behind the line of scrimmage. And, if it takes more than 2 or 3 seconds, you're probably getting tackled at least at the line or for a loss. And we'll get a loss of 1 on this one.
Yeah, especially against that defensive front, Boyer, Mayer, and Dion. They're hungry, not as active as I would have potentially thought this far into the game. And I think they're trying to switch that narrative around.
Elk Rapids all over Tawas. I hadn't said that at all this year. Elk Rapids all over Tawas, 26-0.
Wow. Good for the Elk program. They've really needed some offensive success, and glad that they're seeing some, even if it's a little bit later into the season.
And I'm disconnected from mine, so the computer is. And we're back. After a short break, we had to do a little quick switch of some stuff up here, but we're ready and raring to go. Eastern to take over first and 10 from the 39. 7:57 left to go in the third, 22-14.
We're not.
And we apologize for a little technical difficulties. Again, up here on top of the press box, little weather action going on here, so we're having to switch a few things around, so we apologize for that. Hopefully we keep some things and keep it stable here for you. When we come back, 2nd down and 6 for East Jordan. We're going to have illegal motion on East Jordan. You had one in motion coming to the right, and then you had your running back take off before the snap of the ball, so we'll march it back 5.
Another just one of those mental mistakes for East Jordan. And with a one-possession game, you don't want to see any of these if you're the Red Devils fan.
Everyone from East Jordan looking to the sideline, waiting for the play to come in. Fumble on a handoff. Wilson going to keep it and fumbles it again. Recovered by the Rams. Yeah, just a bad play from start to finish altogether, Jared. Wilson almost lost it on the exchange, held on to it, and then ended up losing it anyway in the turnover to Harbor Springs.
Yeah, and this is a big turnover for the Rams. Their offense is starting to feel it, I think, and they're going to be getting pretty nice field position here, trying to see if they can tie this game up at 22.
A little turning of the tides with lots of game to go, and on homecoming, everyone's energized, including the people in the stands, and it is a packed house on the home side tonight. First and 10, Harbor. I like how as we get a gain of about 2 on the play, I like how they had the 2 linemen for Harbor Springs. Played until the whistle. They're sustaining their block, probably another 10 yards down the field until they heard the whistle. And stop, go back to the huddle, get another play.
Yeah, just trying to be consistent and, trying to play until the whistle. Always a good sign for the home team, or any team in that matter. Going to be 2nd and 8.
Cousins with the double wing, 1 in motion. He'll keep it. Nice chunk play by Cousins, close to the first down marker. We'll see where they set it down. That's your mic hitting the wind, not mine.
Oh.
Be sure of the first down, 3rd and 1. Again, Harbor now getting the sustained drive and the confidence of having chunk play after chunk play. Is this the momentum shift that we're seeing coming into the second half now?
Yeah, I think that the Rams, they had a lot of positive things going into halftime, and the coach was able to rally the guys, and they can believe that, against a tough opponent, the game's not over.
Countin's the ball carrier.
But
brought down by Beal, but not before a first down. I think we're in the bottom of the second. Mariners 1-0.
Well, you knew they were going to score some runs, so.
Yep. I said it's got to get tied 3-3 at least before anything else happens. Under 6 minutes to go in the third. Cousins on first down, going to hand off. Met at about 25-yard line and falls forward for a couple more yards on the play. Brainerd on the carry. Brought down by Winecoop. And again, you got another 5 to 6 yards on first down again.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the way you draw it up if you're the head coach for the Rams.
Oh, flag on a play. This be procedure? Yes, procedure
so.
against Harbor Springs, so we'll march them back 5.
Well, just as we were saying, all the positives, you go and shoot yourself in the foot there. On 2nd and short, and it's going to make it, a 2nd and 10.
It's hard when you have mistakes or things that happen like this, depending on how the game ends up for you, because you're left with what ifs. I always hate to be left with a what if. What if this happened, or what if that didn't happen? You worry about the things you can control, and and try to control them to the best of your ability, and then you're not left with as many what ifs.
That's right. And for both teams, penalties have been somewhat of the issue, but definitely more for East Jordan. And Thaddeus Young there plowing forward.
Cousins, you did it. Yeah, you said Young for me. Nice job.
You said it, I thought it. Now it's just,
yeah,
gosh.
That I must have baited you for it. Yeah, gain of 4 by Cousins on the play.
Yes.
3rd and 5.
It was bound to happen.
Well, somebody wearing a Bengals hat, I guess. Yeah.
I at least I admitted I was wearing my hat of shame.
It's all right. I had Burrow as my first string quarterback. Cousins was going to keep it, gets the pitch out. He's down to 25-20. Flags on a play. 15 run out of bounds about the 10-yard line. Jake Warner on the carry. Let's see what the flag is. Looks like it. I don't know if it's a hold. Get the meeting of the minds.
Oh, those zebras.
At the 22-yard line.
Zebras have been pretty quick and concise.
Yeah,
with their
not
calls
bad
so
today.
far,
It's
I
probably
gotta
the
say.
longest call we've been waiting on tonight.
And just
holding on the offense. Bring them back.
And there you go, another self-inflicted wound. They were looking pretty promising here, but this is going to make it a third and East Jordan kind of territory. This is their third and their third and crazy conversions.
But obviously you've got 2 downs to get 13 yards. They've been able to get some chunk plays. So let's see what Coach Slifka brings in for Harbor Springs.
As you said, definitely 4-down territory, and I think likely you'll see a kind of more conservative play call here to set up a more 4th and manageable.
Good Dickinson flank to the right. He's looking that way, and he's got him at the 21-yard line, hit right away by Wilson, where he'll be stopped right there, but maybe give him a 21.5-yard line. Short gain on the play.
And
we'll wait on the flag.
Some more laundry.
What we don't need is a laundry half. We had some nice flow, mostly nice flow to the first half. We don't need to stop momentum and have no flow to the game with too many flags.
And
procedure.
It's like a false start there.
Yeah. Harbor's going to penalty themselves out of a score.
And that's going to make it, it's a 3rd and 17 now.
So, but you're pretty much recovered the fumble, I'd say close to about the area where you're at right now.
Yeah.
That's
and
so
true.
You really haven't been able to do anything with a great opportunity to get closer in the score.
But, 3rd and 17, being 2 downs to get it, it's not unmanageable. I mean, this is definitely still in the wheelhouse of Cousins and crew.
Cousins look to the right. Ludes one tackler. He'll roll back to the left now. He's going to throw it deep. Almost hauled in by Warner, but it'll fall incomplete.
Looked like he did get his mitts on there, but the question really at that point was he in bounds? I do think he was a little bit pushed out of bounds, but I guess we'll never know.
You've got a very able quarterback. Oh, flag on a play. Looks like after the fact. You got to wonder if somebody opened their mouth and said something possibly.
Oh, no. Definitely not.
Yeah, as we got Warner throws his head up in the air like, oh, no.
Oh,
I'm going to call this an unsportsmanlike. Absolutely. Unsportsmanlike on the Rams. We'll march them back even further. Yeah, it was after the play, nothing going on, and all of a sudden that flag went up in the air, so you knew somebody said something and didn't realize the ref was that close.
Yeah, and those are the things that the coach is going to lose his mind over, and this has been, what is this, the 3rd penalty in a row?
Yeah, at least the 3rd in a row, and you've got the official coming over here and giving Coach the definition or the explanation on exactly what went on out there. So there'll probably be a little coaching opportunity for a coach to talk to that young man when he gets a chance.
Yeah, and it looks like East Jordan did decline the penalty, so it's this seems like originally they did decline it. And I think maybe because it was an unsportsmanlike, they're just going to add it to the end of the play. So I think it's
it's dead
down.
ball, so
okay.
yeah. So on 4th and 27, according to the scoreboard.
Whoa!
Punt is blocked. It'll fall favorable, bounce by East Jordan, and they recover it and still gain a couple of yards.
Wow.
Great job by Wyatt Dion getting the block on that punt.
Oh.
And East Jordan coming up with great field position.
Yeah, big number 56. He's had a few flashes this game. Hasn't really
Yep.
gotten home against the quarterback, but right there getting home against the punter. And it looks like actually they lost yards, from with a spot where they punted it. Looks like East Jordan gained a few. Pretty much can't be too upset if you're the Red Devils after, fumbling the ball. It looked like the Rams were going to march. Penalties galore happens. Next thing you know, you're getting the ball on their half of the field.
Yeah, you're on the Harbor side of the 50 with a chance to go up 2 scores now, when Harbor just had that opportunity to tie it up. Webb's going to keep it. He's got a couple of blockers. He's going to run over one of them. Keep on his feet, get to 35. That's a first down. East Jordan. Nice job by William Webb on that. Although, it might be better to elude your buddies than try to run over them.
Yeah, right. I would agree with that one. But, if you're the Rams, really, if you're feeling pretty good after that turnover, if we wanted to win this game, and, as we kind of were mentioning a little bit off camera, a pretty program-defining win if it gets to that point. And just all those penalties are the reason why you have just not had these 500 seasons, in addition to some other things as well. But you just can't give this East Jordan team multiple chances to score, because Webb and Beal, they know how to get to the end zone.
Webb takes a snap, fumbled it, and then he's going to keep it, go up the middle, going to get a nice chunk play, spin away from one tackler down to the 20, and Russell's his way down 17-yard line. Nice run by William Webb. 1st and 10, East Jordan.
Yeah, back-to-back first down runs there, or runs for first down there from East Jordan.
If it makes people, kind of hesitate real quick when there's a fumbled snap or something happens like that, everybody kind of just stops for a second at times, and
right.
so able to grab that and get his momentum, be able to get going before people realize what's going on.
Yeah, and Webb's used to, having to handle some of those off-beat snaps and making him look pretty good right there.
Webb's got a full house to his left this play. Hand off Beal. Minimal gain on the play. We'll give him 2, 2nd and 8.
Eric, I've kind of coined that as the Webb cluster, because I don't really know what type of look that is, with the 2 running backs to the left of you and then one behind you.
The cluster.
The Webb bunch, Webb cluster, whatever you want to call it. Very unique play calling there by Adam Grabowskis. I can say confidently, I don't know if I've ever seen that in football ever.
We did something like that. It was almost like, because they called me an X-back, and that's kind of how I would set up, because it almost looks like a weird-looking X with the quarterback back there. Is Webb's going to keep it, fakes the handoff to Beal, and he'll gain maybe 1 yard on the play. Nice job by Harbor to stop him after a gain of 1.
Looked like he was going to be able to break it right there to the right side. Looked like he had a lot of green grass, and he was just snuffed up there. Looks like a big arm reached out there and told him he was not going to go any farther.
Yeah, it was. We would set that up, and if we call it like a 22-8 trap. So the fullback and the running back would go to the 2.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to the 8 and get the handoff on the backside.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a unique
or
play
a 28-2 trap. Obviously, then you have they go in the opposite way. High snap taken down by Webb. Hang on to it. Gets on the 15, the 10, the 5. Tripping his way around and stumbles out of bounds just short of the goal line. We'll mark him out at about 2.5.
Oh,
way to keep his feet, not quite there yet.
Right, Webb, a hard quarterback to bring down. You think of the running backs as the guys that can absorb the contact, but Webb, was a wide receiver running back last year, and he's showing those flashes again, just staying on his feet and just falling short.
34 seconds left to go in the third. Again, thank you for joining us on Next Level this week here in Harbor Springs. Eric Huffman, Jared Stamen giving you the play-by-play. William Webb going to keep it. He's got his blockers, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, East Jordan. William Webb from 3 yards out.
Yeah, and I think that's the second time we've seen
that. Yeah, it's almost inevitable. Too many mistakes. You give East Jordan too many opportunities, and you've got Webb or Beal going to end up hurting you.
Yeah, but also, 30 seconds left in this third quarter. You still got the fourth quarter, and your defense has shown some ability to stop East Jordan. I think the Rams still definitely believe that this game is well within reach, and I would agree with them. But this is a pretty big 2-point conversion here. It would make it 16, meaning that they'd have to get both 2-point conversions to tie it up at 30.
Beal going to take it, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. They'll make it 30-14. East Jordan. We're going to take a very short break and come back for the kickoff. You are watching Next Level Broadcasting simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net. Stay tuned. I know you got reads to get through, or things to get
Hi,
through. So
I'm Orion, but you might know me from my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
East Jordan just taking a 30-14 lead over the Rams. Homecoming here at Ottawa Stadium. Still a great crowd here. East Jordan have a decent following tonight, too.
Oh, yeah, they do travel quite well. I'll say even the week 1 up in Manistee, saw a lot of Red Devils fans up in that stadium, and that's a hefty three-hour drive.
Kickoff taken at the 21-yard line. Gets to 30. 35. He's hit at about 37, dropped about 39-yard line.
Yeah.
Jazz Brainerd on a return.
Yeah, Brainerd made a guy miss there, gained an extra 10 yards.
You know, Harbor, you've seen they've got big play ability.
Yep.
Can they connect and not commit any penalties?
Yeah, it's the penalties, and really, like we said, kind of the story of both teams, but East Jordan able to overcome them a little bit better than the Rams. Pretty big drive here for them.
So here comes Harbor on first down. Cousins will hand it off. Got Brainerd up the middle for a couple.
Yeah, modest gain there.
Yeah, we'll give him 3, second 7.
And it looks like probably going to be the end of the third quarter here.
Yep, as time winds down, that'll bring the end of the third quarter. And after 3, the score is East Jordan Red Devils 30 and the Harbor Springs Rams 14. We'll take another commercial break, and we'll come back for the start of the fourth. You are watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net, YouTube. Search Next Level Broadcasting and subscribe. We will be right back. Stay tuned.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown cherry capital airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Welcome back once again to Harbor Springs, Ottawa Stadium. Getting ready for the start of the fourth quarter.
Eric, would you say this might be the biggest drive for the Rams so far?
For the Rams, yes. And if it's going to stay like this for Harbor Springs and no attempt at the comeback for East Jordan, it's going to have to be a sustained drive for Harbor Springs and run some clock. So I don't know if East Jordan will have enough time to have enough sustained drives, to be able to come back. So this is a good opportunity for Harbor Springs to run some clock, and East Jordan needs to get a 3 and out. We got a 3rd and 5 here.
Well, I actually would say the Rams might need to score kind of quickly here. About to go under 10 minutes here shortly, and East Jordan's been pretty hard to stop.
Nice play in the backfield.
I believe that
by
was
Trace Wynkoop.
Yeah,
yep. They'll lose a few on that play.
And that is a pretty big TFL there for Wynkoop.
That's timely. You haven't had too many of those tonight.
No, they've gone to the backfield a few times, but you got to credit Cousins with either his legs or just getting the ball out of there quickly. Trace Wynkoop there finally being able to finish a negative play for East Jordan, and this is going to be a 4th and 9.
Yeah,
and definitely the biggest play.
And I misspoke and misunderstood your comment. Yes, Harbor did need to score quickly. I was completely thinking the other way around. Harbor needed to score right away. Almost blocked again.
And that was Dion again.
That was Dion again, yep. Beal to get it at the 26-yard line. Hit and stop right there.
Yeah, Dion getting really close to hitting some home run plays. I mean, he kind of got a tip on the block punt last time, but almost another one. And I'm assuming for him, he was thinking, I can block this and maybe get a little scoop and score action.
Tried to get that young man's name. I don't think his number was in the program. Gentleman made the tackle. So now my comment would be East Jordan needs to sustain a drive.
Yeah. East Jordan, Max Beal, the William Levin crew, right?
Webb looked to try to go with the flat. He elects to hang on to it, and he's going to get wrapped up after a short gain on the play.
Yeah, there's a lot of Rams into that flat.
Yeah, that's usually when you pull out the old herd of Rams on that tackle.
But I got to
Jonah Livingston on that tackle.
Yeah, I want to credit Webb there for not forcing the ball into traffic, potentially giving, the Rams a pretty, good chance to come back if, you turn the ball over right there. And potentially that's a pick 6 territory. So good job just keeping it, using his legs to, even though it's picking up 2 yards, the clock is running, and that's really the main thing.
And yes, they've scored 30 points, but it has not been perfect. So good job by them to run some clock down too.
Yeah, likely going to keep it on the ground here again.
Beal on to carry up the middle. He'll drag a Ram with him for a couple more yards. After the play, be 3rd and about 4. Jared Johnston for the Rams on the tackle. Thank you, Gary Morris.
3rd and 4 here. Rams really like to stop them this 4 yards. They got to think one of the biggest plays on defense for them. If they can make this a 4th down, if you're East Jordan, I think you're likely going to punt it and get the ball back to the offense. See what the Rams can do.
Nine minutes left to go. Webb looked like he wants to throw. Doesn't have quite one open. He's going to hang on to it. Probably the right idea is just to hang on to the ball, especially with the lead, too. No sense doing anything that, causing a turnover.
Eric, you took the words right out of my mouth. Good job by Webb there, just realizing the situation that he was in. No reason to try and throw something potentially stupid that could get picked off. Just taking the sack there. And I've noticed Rams have started to run a QB spy.
Clock continuing to run. Get a few of the Harbor faithful starting to make their way out. As you see, you got the wind it's been pretty windy. It's been raining off and on. So you're getting into that part of the game where you're going to stick it out, or you're ready to go. East Jordan on the punt. Drop at the 36.
And taking a Rams
bounce. Yep. Be down at 39, 1st and 10, Harbor Springs.
And that was a big stand there for the Rams defense. Still got 8 minutes left in this game. Then has plenty of time for this comeback to commence. If you're East Jordan, you're looking for a quick 3-and-out, a turnover. Just, I guess, doesn't really necessarily matter if they get a 3-and-out. There's no points. That's really all you want. You actually almost kind of want them to drive down the field, and then, maybe you get a fumble at the 1-yard line, and, hey, just milked 5 minutes for us. You know what I mean?
Here come Cousins and the Rams. Nice pass out to Dickinson, losing one tackler. And momentum will stop after a gain of about 7. Dickinson called his name quite a few times tonight. Good job receiving the ball. A couple more that he could have had, but still, good job for the most part tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely been the bright spot for the Rams receiving core. Second down and 3. They got 53 yards to the house. Trying to get there as quickly as possible.
see what Cousins has dialed up. I'm not quite sure where that one was headed. I'm not sure if that was intended for Jimmy Callan or not. It kind of thrown in between two different receivers. I don't know if it was a miscommunication.
Yeah, 3rd and 3. Very, very much so 4th down territory for the Rams. Playbook's still pretty open here. You know, with only 3 yards to go, you know you got your quarterback who can get it there. You got Dickinson, he's got at least 5 or 6 catches on the game so far. And, you know, with the incompletion, the clock also does stop.
Just thinking that, yep. And it looks like we'll get a timeout by Harbor Springs. So while they take a timeout, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. You are watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting. Stay tuned.
Now's the time to fly from your...
Look at this rain come down. Yeah. If that starts getting wet, you need to
The
come in
Depot
here.
Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th through 12th grade teens
Welcome
with
in.
after-school programming 3 days a week with a hot, nutritious meal.
You're going to get this in
On
the way
Thursdays
possibly,
after school,
but
the Depot provides life
if you need to
skill
get in front of me,
classes
you
like
can.
cooking,
It doesn't
art,
matter
and
to me.
career readiness.
I can
And new
walk
this
around.
year is Becoming You, a program
stand
for
by
homeschool
Jared, I can do
students that
whatever,
provides
so
a structured
it's all good.
environment, tutoring, and a healthy lunch. For more info on all of our programs, please visit ejdepot.org.
And welcome back to Harbor Springs once again. I don't know if you can see it through the TV, but it is raining pretty good here. 3rd down. Make it a 1st down. Nice job of running the rock, although we might have an injured quarterback on the play after that, as Cousins is a little slow to get up. First and 10 Rams. He's a tough kid. He'll go over and get a new play, head right back in a huddle, and we'll do her again. Yeah, rain coming down pretty good right now. Thank goodness that we have a tent here.
Yeah, right. And even with the tent,
or else we'd be ending the broadcast a little early, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the type of equipment you can get rained on.
first down for the Rams, and looks like it's going to be a pretty modest gain here for them. 2 yards after it's all said and done. Looked for a second like the ball might have come loose, but that might have been at my eyes deceiving me.
Yep, starting to get a little nasty up here. I'll just say this now just in case with the way it's coming up here. We may have to end this abruptly as the wind has picked up quite a bit and the rain is coming down quite hard now. And as the equipment starts to get a little sprinkle on it, we cannot afford to have anything happen to this equipment. I'll make sure we sign off real quick, but I don't know if we will make the last 6 minutes of this game. We will try to hang on as long as we can.
Weather aside, though, that was a pretty good play right there. In the backfield, I can't miss the number there, but big gain there for the Rams, picking up above 10 yards on that play.
Yeah, I missed that play as I was checking our tent here to make sure we were good to go still.
Yeah, we promise we're watching the game. We're just making sure we can still get it to you guys and the quality that
soundboard is starting to get a few drops on it, so it's one of those things. Yeah, it takes precedent. Cousins will keep it. He'll lose a yard on the play.
And that's a pretty hyped up Red Devil crew there.
Yeah, they're looking to seal this game.
Yeah, this is definitely the drive where you shut them off for no points. You're kind of closing the door on the comeback that you know that the Rams and Rams faithful are looking to see.
If we're able to stay until the end of the game, we will give you a brief post-game show presented by EJ. And we may do it before the game ends, too. Cousins looking to pass. Good job with his blocker so he can find one. Almost had Dickinson open in the flat. Falls incomplete. Be third down.
Yeah, he had Dickinson pretty much wide open there and just a touch on the overthrow, but got to give his offensive line there some credit. That was really great protection there, giving him time to make the throw.
Yeah, as I see my computer's getting a few drops on it now.
Yeah, hanging in. We're hanging in here as best we can.
We are. It's
always an adventure up here.
It's all good, especially when
in the
you're outside.
wilderness.
When you're outside, oh yeah.
Definitely roughing it a little bit, but as long as we're getting you high school football.
Cousins on third down. Just got that pass off. He had one coming to him, almost intercepted by William Webb.
Yeah, threw a bit of a jump ball there, and that's going to be 4th and 12.
Looked like Dion again almost got to the quarterback.
Yeah, his pressure numbers are definitely up there. Not really getting home anytime other than on special teams, but the pressure still making big impacts as you're seeing here. Cousins forced to make aired throws.
Just under 5 minutes to go. Fourth down from the 40-yard line. Yeah, Cousins literally had nowhere to go. Almost, East Jordan almost wholesaled a couple of their ends to head towards him, and they just kind of met in the middle. He had nowhere to go but just to fall down and take the sack.
Yeah, that was a really big play by East Jordan. The pressure finally coming home on a sack, and not a timely sack for East Jordan. Snuffing out that drive and giving the ball back to William Webb and Max Beal at midfield, trying to just let this clock tick down.
4:51 to go. East Jordan will take over possession right at the 50-yard line.
It seems like the kind of crazy little wind rain gust is a little bit subsided for now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you we'll wait till after this play. Goes Webb. It goes Beal. He's got a lead blocker. Sidesteps one. He's got a first down and more down to the 35-yard line. Nice job and concentration or patience by him that time. Yeah, we're trying to get you. Yeah, you can see the rain coming down as we pan up to the lights here. So, yeah, we got pretty significant rain coming down here at the moment.
But I want to just give credit real quick to Max Beal. That was a really nice cut there.
Yes, absolutely.
Getting a good extra 5 yards there, and new set of downs here for East Jordan. Looking to potentially score, put the game away, or at least just have a long drive and just milk the clock.
Yeah, they're taking their time now. Inching down. They'll be under 4 minutes probably before they snap this ball. Webb will keep it. One lead blocker is down to the 30-yard line, stood up by a couple of Rams. They'll blow the whistle and stop the play right there at the 30. As we get into under 4 minutes, Jared, and with the weather coming down, I think we'll just start transitioning into our pre-post game presented by EJ. Just because of the weather coming down,
right.
We don't need this equipment getting any more wet than it already is, and we still have to tear down everything in this weather before we can pack up and go. So again, it's 30-14, 3.5 to go. Game pretty much in hand. East Jordan with the ball right now. I think both teams showed promise and showed some great things tonight. Obviously, East Jordan with the 30 points. Harbor showed some flashes of they're better than the 30-14 score, I believe. And so, what's the take that you could out of this, Jared, for this game tonight?
Well, honestly, for the Red Devils, it's really good to see Wyatt Dion just making plays. I mean, he's one of their star players. Love to see him making plays. And I got to say, even though you do have the win, there's a lot you still can improve. I mean, the penalties, self-inflicted wounds, mostly in the first half. I would say it's been pretty cleaned up here in the second, which is something to build forward on. And then, for the Rams, like you said, this score does not really describe how close this game has felt. And I want to give a lot of credit to Harbor Springs. They're kind of known as one of the weaker teams up here, and I don't want to disrespect this program too much because, as you can see, they're putting up a good fight against a team that is likely going to be in the playoffs this year in the Red Devils.
And this is obviously a game that East Jordan had to have, too, if they were going to march towards the playoffs. And again, don't forget to check us out on the Next Level Broadcasting Show, where we will update and look at Snooze to You and the updated playoff pairings, potentially looking at mapatology to see any potential matchups for some of our local teams marching towards the playoffs. Second down for East Jordan's short gain. Looks like we're getting a little tired out there.
Yeah, I think these young guys know this game is pretty well in hand for the Red Devils, and with the weather coming down, I think a lot of them are just looking for potentially, maybe get some hot cocoa in their bodies and, get ready for next week.
Hot cocoa, that sounds like a good idea.
And it's getting to that time of the year, Eric. Maybe more of a cider at this point in October, but next upcoming months, it's definitely hot cocoa season.
I'll be having hot apple cider over there in Charlevoix tomorrow during Apple Fest. Absolutely. William Webb going to run to the left. Ludes a would-be tackler and not going to elude the other two, though. Nice job by Harbor Springs getting behind the line. Second for a loss of 30. Getting close to 1 minute left to go. Once again, check us out on the Next Level Broadcasting Show. Next Thursday, roughly right around 6:30, we will talk about this game and all the other games going on tonight. Talk some pro, some college, anything else. I think we talked boxing one week.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we're talking about the Tigers again after tonight. And then we talk about those week's games following our show. So make sure you're checking us out about 6:30 on Thursday night. Next Level Broadcasting Show. I'm usually there. Jared's there. Charles the Man is usually there. And you never know if we'll have any guests. Again, we had a guest on this week, Landon Swanson, Charlevoix Raider, in for a nice interview. As it looks like we've got a timeout. That's not what the timeout was for.
No.
I don't know if you heard that. As soon as they called the timeout, they were announcing a lost and found wallet. But nonetheless, back to football. Timeout with 31 seconds left to go, 3rd and 14.
Yeah, and hopefully next week on Thursday we're talking about, hey, Dodgers are a couple wins away from a World Series berth. Maybe this is some Cope talk, but, it's coming from a Bengals fan, and I would say I've become pretty delusional over the years, rooting for Mike Brown's
we
team.
don't listen to too many people who are fans of stuff in Ohio.
At least it's better than those Buckeyes, right? There's
you
definitely
gotta-
levels
you
to
gotta
Ohio,
say it,
or
yeah,
or the
right.
Guardians, right? I could be a
Yeah,
Guardians
there you
fan.
go.
I'm a Reds fan, which is really not really in the Tigers' wheelhouse or different side of the.
Well, you don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
Dayton, to be precise.
The old Sam Weiss comment.
Probably the last play of the game here.
Yeah, Webb will keep it. He'll gain a few on that play. Get down to the original line of scrimmage as we get under 30 seconds. We'll see if they elect to play one more play or if they'll just let this run out and we'll call her good. 15 seconds. Yep, gentlemen will start shaking hands. I think that'll do it as we get down to triple zeros. So after 4 quarters of play, the score will be East Jordan Red Devils 30 and the Harbor Springs Rams 14. And again, because of the weather, we apologize, and we will need to cut our post game short so we can protect our equipment and get ourselves out of here as well. So for Isaac, the cameraman, and Jared Stamen, my partner tonight, I am Eric Huffman. Thank you for joining us on Next Level Broadcasting. Once again, East Jordan 30, Harbor Springs 14. We will see you at the Next Level Broadcasting show next Thursday at 6:30. Hope you all have a great night. Take care.